Hello and welcome. It's only fitting that the blue ribboned class of sidecar racing in the UK comes here to the home of the British Formula One Grand Prix. We're here at Silverstone on the full 3.7 mile Grand Prix circuit for round 7 of the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship. The whole atmosphere here, the ambience, the facilities are just on a grand scale. The previous round, round 6, took place at another of the UK's favourite circuits, Donington Park.
It was good to be back at Donington, and whilst part of the infield resembled a quarry, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the tarmac, and the sidecars took to the track on the first race in really close formation. Good too to have two World Championship contenders running at the front in the shape of Tim Reeves and Birchall, and from very early on we had Greg Lambert with a damaged wheel arch, so lots of contact on the first lap. Away at the front though, these two quickly stretch the lead. Lots of activity on the pit wall as the pit crews watched on, and the first major retirement, John Clark from Ulster out with a retirement just on the very tight Goddard's Bend. But Birchall's were giving nothing away to Reevesy, and they pushed really hard, running wide, letting Reeves back through, but they were already running into tyre problems, as indeed did Scott Lorry. A championship contender coming here, Scott Lorry's hopes quickly evaporating because Tim Reeves already heading for a massive total. The tyre problems suffered by the Birchalls dropped them back into the clutches of Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence on the number 49 outfit, who made a bid for the inside at the Melbourne Loop, made it stick. The Birchalls by then already in serious trouble. At the flag, Reeves romped home, but a run to the finish, and it was a photo finish for second place, with Roger Lovelock narrowly getting the verdict. Race 1 then to Reeves and Clues. Race 2 in glorious sunshine, and again a full grid. Everyone safely away. Ian Guy having a very sluggish start just ahead of the safety car, but the rest of them made no mistake at all. Reeves and Birchalls and Lovelock and Lawrence, and then Peach and Richardson, but it was neck and neck. Birchalls this time put a wonderful block pass going into the foggy S's on Tim Reeves. They wanted to make sure that this time, if there were going to be tyre problems, they were far enough ahead. Scott Lorry was making hay through the field, passing Ben Holland as quickly as he could. Meanwhile, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence found their way onto the grass. Another place gained then for Scott Lorry. He was locked in a real tussle, making his way up. But Ben Bygrave and Callum Lawson, they got the rear end really loose, and Scott Lorry got a bird's eye view. The youngsters into the gravel, but they managed to recover and rejoin the fray, albeit further down the field. Ben Holland and Lee Watson also let the back end go. The tyres were really giving problems here at Donington Park in the closing stages. No such troubles this time, though, for Ben and Tom Birchall. They took the win, making it honours even from Tim Reeves. Third place went to Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson. A great fourth for Scott Lorry, and the battle for fifth, well, all hell broke loose. Again, John Clark shoved out of the running. Ben Bygrave and Craig Chaplow made it through the chaos to claim their places in the points. A win then for the Birchalls. The overall standings, Reeves and Clues on 350, a massive lead from Lorry. Birchall, Lovelock and Lawrence still there. Peach and Richardson. Phil Bell was one of those victims at the last bend, but he's still there on 148. Seventh place then for Ben Bygrave and Callum Lawson. Chaplow and Pat Farrance moving up the order on 78. And the rest of them, as you can see, still there. A good ride by Gary Smith. He's getting better. Number 14 on the Yamaha. Bottom of the pile, the Sloanes, well, their Honda is still in the workshop.
This is the penultimate round, and yes, I agree. It looks as though Tim Reeves is romping away with the championship. But there is a chance here for people to play catch-up. Silverstone, 3.7 miles, it's wide open. It'll take an awful lot of learning. Let's jump on board and see if we can find our way around.
Off the line then, away we go. Up the start, finish straight. The first right-hander taken in fourth gear. Copse, round Copse we go. Then away down the very slight hill, up the gearbox to fifth. And there's a bit of a wiggle here, that's appropriate because it's called Maggots. Maggots, a right, left, third gear, holding third through here into Beckett's. round and then out of the right-hander and away on a very fast straight towards Stowe. This is 4th gear, 5th gear. Away we go, 6th gear. And then very, very hard on that brake pedal. Top gear, you can hear the revs peaking out. This is almost a hairpin. Back 3 into 3rd gear round here at Stowe. Round we go. Bearing slightly left. 4th gear again. Back to 3rd. Into 2nd for the quick left of Vale. Then right. Holding 3rd. Holding 3rd round club. Outside the grandstands looking in. The people there will be packed on race day. 4th gear. 5th gear. Up towards Abbey. Back 1 to 4th. Hard on the brake. Throw the back end round. Hook it round. Short shift into 5th gear. 5th gear coming into the complex area now. Now down 4th, 3rd, 2nd gear round Village. Very tight here. Holding 2nd. Left again into the arena area. 3rd, 4th, 5th, just touching top at this point. And now back under the bridge, and then we've got a left-hander ahead of us. We'll go down 3 gears for Brooklands. Here we go. The sign there on the right-hand side of the track telling them it's sharp. It is 3rd gear. Round they go, well and truly in the arena. Luffield holding 3rd, hooking 4th, driving. All the people in the grandstands watching them as they come onto the start-finish straight round this long woodcut, never-ending bend. It's 3.666 miles recurring, and it seems like it. I've been saying all season that the F1 sidecar paddock is one big family with the amount of camaraderie that exists. Gary Horspoll has been plagued with problems. Almost to be crowned champion, Tim Reeves has been helping him all weekend in the most amazing way. Gary Horspoll, I spoke to you at Cadwell, I spoke to you at Donington. You were having electronic misfire problems, you thought you'd cured it, you haven't cured it, and yet the frustration goes on.
It's very, very much frustration. Yeah, come to Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, British Superbikes, just want to go and ride a bike, but it's just not happening at the moment.
You literally have tried everything, you can't find it, it still misfires, and yet we've got a great story because you've eliminated the engine from that problem. How did that come about?
Well, me and Tim are running the Hondas. Tim a lot more successful than we are at the moment, and he qualified quickest yesterday, and then his own time last night he took his engine out of his bike to try my engine in just to make sure it worked on his electrical system, which it did. So we're back to looking at my electrical system now. So at the end of the day, he took 2 or 3 hours out of his own night just to mess about with engines for me, really. So
Tim Reeves, former world champion, leading this British Championship by a country mile. I mean, I don't know of any other sport where somebody leading the championship would rip his bike apart and use it as a test bed for somebody else's engine.
Well, you've got to at least, you know, Gary's no different to me, is he? We're all here spending our own money to try and do something we love doing, and if you can help out, you've got to, haven't you? You know, we had to eliminate something, and the only way we could do it was to bolt his engine to my bike, and it proved that his engine is not at fault. You know, there's an issue with his wiring somewhere, and we just hopefully they can dig in and try and find it. But it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You know, there's probably 200 different wires on this bike, and one of them has got a break in it, and you're just trying to find it. It's like, yeah, trying to find a hair in the middle of a flipping cornfield, you know. We just need to try and get him out on track. It's not, you know, he's put a lot of time and effort into beer like everyone has, and if I can help out, I will.
Well, it's a brilliant PR story, but you did it with a real intention of helping him, and that is a great thing you've done.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with PR, does it? I don't want no credit for it. Gary helped me, I'm sure, and it's just like, that's the camaraderie in this sidecar paddock. Everyone helps each other out, and if we can, you know, we need as many bikes on the grid as we can. It's not good for the sport to have 1 or 2 missing, so you know, we'll all muck in and do what we can to get the grid as full as we can. So hopefully we'll find it and get Gary out on his bike.
Well, that's brilliant, Tim. Fantastic gesture. So now, Gary, you know that it's not the engine. So are you going to get out on track? Are you still working on it?
I don't think I'll get out today because I've qualifying in less than an hour now, and I need to qualify to be in the race later on today. But the big issue is we go to Ireland on Thursday. So if we find a problem here, it'd be brilliant because it means I'll be catching the boat. But if I don't find a problem here, I can't see a lot of point going all the way to Ireland to carry on doing the same sort of aggro as I've got now.
Hope you do it, mate.
Nice one, thank you very much.
I'm not exaggerating when I say some of these sidecar guys are still finding their way round this huge circuit. That means that a good position on the grid is going to be even more vital. Now they're going to have to throw caution to the wind to go for it, because it's time for qualifying.
Such is the packed agenda on a 3-day British Superbike weekend that track time was very, very precious for the sidecars, and I have to say limited. With just one qualifying session, there was an awful lot to sort out. Tyre choice, there is a choice of compound with the tyres. A lot of the riders still finding their way around, so an awful lot came in to pit lane in the early stages. The speed trap over the start-finish line registered something approaching 150 miles an hour, and these guys were the quickest, 150.5 over the speed trap. But obviously it wasn't all about outright speed. Gary Smith and Justin Sharp were mid-order with their speed. They were quicker than Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence, but the Green Meanie was due to find itself way up the pecking order in the final analysis, which underlines that smooth is good round here. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues took pole position, 2 seconds clear from Ben Holland and Lee Watson. Ben Bygrave and Callum looked on. Scott Laurie and James Need, 3 times they cut the chicane. The race director disqualified them.
Ben Holland, Lee Watson, Grand Prix circuit at Silverstone. No better place than to get on the front row, eh?
Yeah, we've got to be happy with that, haven't we? We've been looking forward to this meeting all year long, and so yeah, stick up the front row with Tim. So yeah, we're over the moon with that.
Fantastic. Lee, a lot of passengers out there are complaining that this is tough. Are you finding it hard?
Yeah, it's definitely hard work. At the first couple of laps, trying to get your timing right, it was tough, but it was worth it when we came in. Oh, well, when we crossed the line and Ben turned around to me, I didn't have a clue where we were. I thought we'd done all right because we were passing a few people, but he turned around and said that we were second. Oh, brilliant! That's a great result.
Tim Reeves, Greg Clues. The sun shining, Silverstone, a fantastic circuit and a brilliant display, pole position again, Tim.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. This track is absolutely awesome. It's good to be back here with BSB again and be in front of a crowd for a change. It's nice, and the track is absolutely mint. It's so wide and fast and flowing, and the smoother you go, the quicker you can get your times down. It's when you're enjoying it, you can do fast times, can't you? I'm really enjoying riding my bike, and it's real good.
Greg, we talk about this as being the home of Formula One Grand Prix, and it really is a fantastic circuit.
Yeah, it's unbelievable track. All the right and left, every time is fast. You need to concentrate 100% every time. It's a beautiful track here.
Tim, I guess it would be nice to go away from here knowing that when we go to Ireland for the last round, the championship is in your pocket and you can relax there.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if we could sew it up this weekend? I've not really worked it out yet, but I think if we have a win and in the first race, I think we only need a few points in the second one, that'll do. So fingers crossed the old girl keeps going and we can bring it home.
Well, this is how they line up, but it will be without Gary Horsepole because he has not reconciled his electrical problems. Look at that, front row for Ben Holland. And Watson, Lovelock and Lawrence are right there. James and Wynne, they desperately need some good results. Andy Peach, Gary Smith and Justin Sharp, terrific for them, the number 14 crew. They are getting better and better. Good to see Mark Edwards and Shelley Smithers on row 6 alongside Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson. Brilliant qualifying for them. Former world champion Steve Abbott's son Liam made it onto row 7.
Well, qualifying was full of surprises, not least of all Scott Laura's disqualification for shortcutting at the chicane on more than one occasion. He's gone away now to make a protest, so we'll have to see where that leaves him. But at the moment, he's right on the back of the grid. With a bit of luck, they'll serve me some lunch in here in a minute. But for now, we're going to take a short break. After the break, race 1.